Yeah. Hi, welcome along, everyone on YouTube. Welcome along, everyone on Facebook. Martin, good thanks, and yourself. So Friday's chair gym. Myself, Shane, leading the session. Just tidy that camera angle up a little bit. Perfect. So I'm going to guide you to our session today, as always. Just not to participate if you're not feeling well on the day, and if there's any movements that cause any pain or discomfort, just to stop during the session. We're going to work nice hard challenge today, and as ever, I'll spend a little bit of time cooling down at the end of the session as well, after a week of workouts. We're just tipping in past 2 o'clock, so we'll begin and get straight into the session, get us moving and active and warmed up. So let's just sit nice and upright in our chair, and let's begin, as I always like to do, with the shoulders. Today, we'll lift the elbows up and just use those arms and elbows just to help guide a little bit of movement in the shoulders. So just kind of opening up the body, just switching everything on just to start off our session. Just creating a little bit of movement in those shoulders. That's how we like to start. Whatever time of the day, maybe over the weekend, if you're tuned into the session also, you're very welcome along. I know we can pick the workouts at the time that works best. So whatever time of the day, whatever day, very welcome to the session. Change direction, just checking everything's okay. Joan, Angela, very welcome along. How are you? That's great, everything's working okay there. Perfect. Now I'll just bring the arms across chest and then just pull back nice and wide. Just opening up position nice and wide, relaxing the arms back in. It's going twice more and once more. Now bringing hands together, elbows up. Just rotate the body side to side, right and left. Just opening up through that upper body. Just lightly guiding your head with the movement as well here. Over to the right, over to the left. Okay, now arms down by your side. Just lightly press the arms through. We'll just get a little bit of connection around the chest here. I'll always say with a warm-up, nice to just switch on, check in with all these different body parts before we start to push everything a little bit harder in our main blocks of work. Once more, and back in. Next, what I want to do is just fold the arms and just draw nice big circles. Again, I'll just think moving, opening up around the shoulders here. Just keeping the arms folded and just going around in nice big circles. Nice and controlled, nothing too fast. Change direction back the opposite way. And just guiding it around in circles. Keeping the arms folded, nice big circles. And once more. And back down. Okay, bringing hands to the legs. Just start stretching down. Hands towards feet and back up. Okay. And then pause. Keep arms straight. Hands face each other. Open up that right arm. Open up the left arm. I'm not worried about keeping that arm perfectly straight. Just allow that elbow to bend a little bit. That's okay. Just opening up. Raising the arm as high as is comfortable. And you're just breaking it down side to side. Once more. And back down. Arms out next. Pull back. So just reach, pull back. So just trying that rowing motion. Reaching in front and pulling back. Marie and Bobby Brack, very welcome along on YouTube there. Great to have with us. Not too far away from you. I know the weather's not too nice where we are. It was a bit of sunshine, but it looks pretty bad out there at the moment. Pretty dull and wet. Hopefully nicer wherever you're tuned in. Back down. Let's keep the legs moving next. Just take it into a march. Just switching everything on. And what I want to do is just speed up the pace of that march. I'm going to time this in 3, 2, 1, and just take it in a little bit faster. Just really get the feet moving. and then just slow it down. Just a little upping of the pace, just to really warm up, really switch on. So we're going to do that again, speeding up in 3, 2, 1. Just getting those feet moving nice and quick. Really light, nothing too harsh on the feet, very lightly just tipping. And back down, slow it down. Okay, next just opening up the legs out to the sides. And as ever, that's really just kind of checking in with the hips, just opening up a little bit. I feel a bit of tightness around the hips as we open up. Okay. From here, we'll just start lightly kicking the legs out. Just a nice light kick. And just take it back into march. And then just again, kick the legs out. And we'll take it into a final movement. We'll just check in with the ankles and just get a little bit of movement around. So if we elevate the 2 feet, point 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So just swap between the 2 positions. Just getting a little bit of movement here. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And then just keeping those feet up. Just try and draw circles with the toes of your 2 feet. And then back the other way. Just opening out any little bit of movement here around the ankles. And back down. Okay, so I'm going to start us off, as I like to do, little blocks or little circuits of movement. We'll perform 2 rounds of each movement. Some of the movements involve a little bit of coordination, so sometimes one side of the body active and then sometimes different sides active, things like that. So just make sure you're comfortable with the movement. We work for a little block of time with each movement and just will hopefully get a nice challenge. So let's start off. Movement number 1 I want to focus with today. So I want to raise the arms in front and open to the sides and then back down. As I do that, just going to lightly rock the feet forward and back at the same time. Okay, so just lift the arms in front, open to the side, reverse the position back down. And at the same time, just lightly rocking the feet forward and back. So up on the toes, back on the heels. Okay, so just got nice controlled. So really you're just checking in with the shoulders here. And then we're just keeping movement nice and active by with that continuous movement of the feet. Just make sure you're kind of well clear of the chair, particularly as you return the arms down. So up, out to the side, reverse the movement pattern. Let's go another couple of times. Just going to try this twice more. Arms in front, out to the side, back down, and once more. And back down. Next movement, I want to work just through the right and then through the left. So right hand and right leg. Tap the heel and push, and then over to the left. So tap the heel and push, right, left. So again, I just want to keep this as kind of nice active movement. You don't need to do anything kind of too fast, but I want you to keep it just nice fluid motion one side to the next. Right, left. Push the arm and just extend the leg out. Tap your heel to the floor as you push the arm out in front. Right, left. Again, just want to think about, can I sustain this pace? Not so fast. I find it really tough. I need to stop a couple of times. More that I can kind of sustain this nice pace. Right and left. Just keeping it moving. Let's go last couple of times. And back in. Next movement. This is going to be just working the feet. A little bit of challenge. What I want you to do is just lift the heels up. Stay nice and light on the toes of your feet. And just want to open the feet out and back in. Hold on to the chair. Just a little bit of support. I'm just going to keep this as again, just a nice fluid movement. There's not much kind of thump, we're not hitting the ground, anything like that. I'm really light on the toes of the feet, and I just quickly open to the side and back in. If you find it gets really tough, drop it down, just go one leg at a time and switch whenever you feel you need to switch. Okay, so just opening, out, in. Keeping the feet moving, expecting to get a little bit of tiredness around the hips here, maybe the inner thigh here. Definitely expecting a little bit of tiredness to come along with this one. Last couple of seconds. And back in, okay. Hopefully that's okay. Now, very similar to when we tried, but now we're going to mix the sides up a little bit. Hands up, opposite leg and arm. Tap the heel, press the arm, tap the heel, press the arm. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Just think opposite sides. Again, just nice kind of moderate pace here that I can sustain. Not really slow, but not really fast either that you're going to tire out very quickly. Just nice kind of middle moderate pace here that I can sustain. Opposite sides, opposite arm and leg. Press the arm, tap the heel. Just to keep it moving. Yeah, we're just working roughly in blocks of time. It's not really straight, but just roughly towards 60 seconds or so. And back down, okay? So there are your 4 movements. We're going to set those up again. If there's anything you don't like there, you need to take the arm away or the leg away, that's fine. Just perform one of the phases of movement. If you need to slow the pace down a touch, that's also absolutely fine. So what we'll do again, just start rocking the feet forward and back. Open the arms in front and then out to the side. And just reverse the motion back down. So you're keeping the feet moving forward and back. And you're just adding the arms in, raising in front and then out to the sides. So shoulders really active. We're also just keeping the feet moving forward and back here. Nice and light with the feet. Just forward and back. Raise the arms in front. Open them out to the sides. And let's just continue on. Another couple of times. I'm just going to try that once more. And back down. Okay. Now we're going to work right arm and leg together and then left arm and leg. Hand up. Press right arm and leg. Left arm and leg. Really just keep the hands up. Actually, that'll flow much better. Right and left. Tap the heel. So you just stretch the leg out and press the arm forward. Right, left, left. I'm just keeping it moving nicely from one side to the next. Just working those 2 sides of right and left. And just keep it going, another couple of seconds here. Right and left. And take it back in. Now we're going to go with those nice quick feet. So a little bit of setup here. I like to just elevate the heel so I'm on the toes of the feet and stay really nice and light here. Open to the side, back in. And just keep that as a really nice light spring to the movement. Just open the feet out wide and back in. Now you got a little bit of work in the voice, just through the exertion of this action. And as I said, might feel around the inner thigh, around the hip, on each side, getting a little bit tired with this one. Might look quite simple to begin, gets a little bit tiring as we go along through the movements. Keeping the feet moving, if that feels okay. And of course, slowing it down if you find that really difficult, even just perform one leg at a time. If you find this very tough. We'll go about 10 seconds, just finish it out. And we'll time it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more. I'm going to reset the position nice and upright, hands up. Opposite sides, right arm, left leg. left arm, right leg. So let's try that out. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Might just take a couple to adjust and hopefully get a nice feel for that pattern of movement. Opposite sides, right arm and left leg, left arm and right leg. I always say just no, you'll know I'm saying moderate kind of pace, yes, nice and fluid. What I mean more is really just not to be too aggressive. So don't extend that arm out really harshly that anything feels uncomfortable. Always keep this like a slight bend in the elbow. Just want to make sure the movement pattern feels comfortable. We're working it quite hard. Just nice and comfortable as you perform it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just take it back in. Okay, take a little breather, relax the feet, just rolling the shoulders back. Just take a nice little breather, check everything in. Marie, very welcome along. Great to have you with us. So I'll introduce a new circular movement. I just want to take it back a touch. Just relax everything down, just roll the shoulders back. Take a couple of seconds, just relaxing out. And I will introduce a new set of movements in a very similar format. So kind of pairing upper body, lower body, keeping ourselves really active. Just change direction of those shoulder circles. Just guiding these shoulders forward in circles now. Nice and relaxed. Okay, so we're going to introduce 4 new movements. And again, go at your own pace. There's absolutely no pressure. Slow anything down a little bit if you need to. So let's begin. Just set my timer here so the clock to roughly guide me. The first pattern of movement, again, nice and tall, arms out. I want you to lift one knee and pull back. Opposite knee, pull back. So a nice lift of the knee and a nice smooth rowing action, but nice and high. You see those hands roughly pull back towards shoulders. The elbows draw back. So you're pulling or rowing nice and high, and you're just pairing that with a good lift of the knee. Okay, lift of the knee, nice high rowing pattern. Pull back. Okay, set down, last couple of seconds. And back down, okay. Next, this one's really just, again, checking in with the hips and just a little bit of endurance through the legs. Set up, I want to straighten the legs out, keeping the feet up, so as you tire, they'll note the feet go down, but let's keep them up. Hold on to the side of the chair, and I just want to lightly crisscross those legs. Okay. So keeping your feet up, and just to lightly crisscross those legs. It doesn't need to be a really aggressive side to side, just working a kind of range that feels comfortable, really just about keeping those feet up, keeping the legs out, and just that nice continuous action. Again, this probably starts okay as a movement, but really just one that as it develops gets a little bit more tiring. Just that little bit of endurance in the legs, maybe feeling a little bit of tiredness around the hips. Okay. Just going about 10 seconds. And then we'll set the feet down. Setting up for the next movement, I want you to sit forward a little bit in your chair. I like to stretch the legs out. So I'm on the heels of my feet. My hands are up. Pull the foot back and press the 2 arms. You can see me pause a little bit. And that's a sign, just the coordination, a little bit of thinking involved. And that's what I like in these movements. So that's what I kind of paused a little bit there. I had to think myself, even though I planned this one out. So just press the 2 arms, pull the alternate leg back. So foot back, press the 2 arms. Again, just a nice pace that I can sustain. So it's not so fast that I'm getting really tired and having to stop a couple of times. Just keeping it nice and smooth. Pull the leg back, press the arms in front. Last couple of seconds. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. And back in. Okay. And it's a little bit tricky there at the end. Sit back into the chair, kind of tilt back, hold on to the sides. One of my favorites next. Bring the legs out, your feet up off the floor. And I want you to hop onto your bike. So I want you to pedal those legs forward, keeping the feet moving forward in circles. And really, it's a tough one. I appreciate this one can genuinely be very tough. If you find it's just too difficult, set one foot down, just move the right leg, and then just move to your left, okay? We do like a challenge, but of course, if it's just pushing a little bit to the side that's, uncomfortable, then maybe just take it back a touch. But otherwise, we welcome the challenge. Keeping the feet up, keeping those legs pedaling forward in circles. Keeping them moving nicely here. Let's go about 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Just rock the feet forward and back. Take a couple of seconds. We'll set that one up again. Just take a little breather. Okay. Fiona Galway and Mary, afternoon. Great to have you both with us. And just kind of relax and taking a couple of seconds. Rock the feet forward and back. I'm going to go into that same loop again. Anything there you need to change, need to slow down a bit, absolutely no pressure at all here. But otherwise, let's go again with those same patterns of movement. So, reset, nice and upright. Arms out, rowing, pulling back, lift the knee. Good lift of the knee, and a good nice strong pull back. You'll see those elbows drawing back. Elbows maybe just a touch lower than the shoulder, so you don't need to keep it really high, but overall, kind of in line with shoulders, roughly. Those hands and elbows. Lift the knee, pull back. Lift the knee, pull back. A nice squeeze, nice connection back at those shoulders. Lifting the knee, pulling back. Let's go. Don't call it too soon. Another couple of seconds, we'll say. Last thing you want to hear me is say 45 seconds left or something like that. But we're not quite that bad, don't worry. And down, switch. Now, take your time with the setup. Make sure you're comfortable. Straighten the legs out, feet up off the floor. Hold on to the side of that chair. What I like for a bit of support. And just crisscross those legs. Just side to side, crisscross the legs. And again, as you tire, you might start to notice those feet kind of graze along the floor. Let's keep them up. Let's keep that little bit of elevation throughout. Let's get a little bit of endurance through those legs. Keep those hips switched on so we keep those legs up. And otherwise, just keeping it flowing nicely. And about 10 seconds, let's just finish this one out. And we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the feet down. Okay, setting up for our next movement pattern. I like to sit forward a little bit for this one. So I move forward in the chair. Straighten the legs out on the heels of your feet. Hands up, double press, and pull back. You just pull the leg back from the heel to the toes of your foot, and you're just pressing the two arms forward. So just pushing in front. Nice smooth press. A little coordination here, a little bit of thinking involved. Pressing the two arms and just curling. Pulling that foot back. Okay, so we'll just finish this movement out and then we'll hop onto our bikes. And back down. Okay, just want to set up here. Just make sure you feel comfortable. You're not in any way awkward in position. like to straighten up a little bit, I'll just sit back, myself that support. I like to hold on to the chair, a little bit of support again. Taking those feet up off the floor, legs out, and just pushing forward in circles. Keeping the feet up, and just that pedaling motion forward in circles. If this is really difficult, genuinely, it can be a little bit unbearable. I know from back experience with the classes, sometimes people do find this one tough. Don't be afraid to just work one leg at a time. If it is genuinely just that little bit too difficult. But otherwise, keep those feet up, keeping those legs pedaling forward in circles. And this will finish out our second block of work today. About 10 seconds, let's finish it out. And we'll time it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the feet down. Okay, take a little bit of a breather again. Pause that clock. A couple of seconds. Let's just check in with we'll go with the feet. Just lightly tap the heels out. Just keeping a light little bit of movement here. Nothing too fast. Just nice and light, tapping those heels out. Little breather, catch your breath. I'll take us into one final round of movement. Again, just following that same format. We're going to work the shoulders a little bit next, with a couple of the movements. And we're also going to work kind of around the calf, back of the lower legs as well. Just checking, and also the legs will be active. Okay. Now, so let me bring you into our final kind of phase of work. Just set that timer on, just give me a little bit of tracking. So I want to work a shoulder circle next. Movement will be familiar with probably, but what I want to do today is just check in, and I often like to do this, just break it down one side of the body at a time. So that's what we're going to do. Just straighten the position. I want you to open that right arm out to the side. Just place your spare hand on the chest. And I just want to guide that arm forward in circles. So I'm really just checking in with that right shoulder, nice, controlled, forward in circles. Not looking to go really fast or really vigorous here. I'd rather just go really nice and controlled, forward in circles. And that hand here gives me a little bit of feedback. So I'd notice if I was kind of moving a lot, I want to take that away. That hand just gives me a little bit of feedback. Nothing moves, just that arm forward in circles from the shoulder. And back down. Now I want to switch, do exactly the same on the left. So just set the position. Left arm out. Okay. Spare hand on my chest. And just slowly forward in circles. Just a nice controlled range of movement. Not worried about speed or anything like that here. Just keep that arm straight. Nice controlled, so probably a little bit more controlled than some of the previous. I know we've been doing those nice kind of light, quick coordination type movements. We're just slowing it down probably a touch here when we zoom in on the shoulder. Keeping the arms straight, nice, slow, controlled circles. And at any point you need to just rest that arm down, absolutely fine to do so. Just go another couple of seconds. And back down. Okay. Now, next movement. Just want to give the shoulders a little breather after that. What I want you to do is keep your toes, your feet stuck to the floor, and just lift the heels up one at a time. Okay, so straighten. Yeah, I can see my reflection there. I can see the socks. I can see that little bit of white coming through. So you can see that one heel lifts up at a time. Keep your toes flat or stuck to the floor, but I just want you to keep the legs moving, one leg up at a time, elevating the heel. Okay, so one heel is always lifting up. As I was just gesturing with my hands there. Again, might start easy, might get a little bit tougher as you go along. Just elevate those heels one at a time. Think like you're jogging on the spot here, but those toes won't lift off the floor. My toes are stuck, my heels will lift. Keep it going. Get about 10 more seconds in here. Lifting those heels up. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now, I'm going to take it into a shoulder press. Any issue with that overhead movement, sometimes maybe shoulder, what you can do is work with a press instead. But I'll bring hand side of my head, extend my right leg, and press, extend left leg, and press. So again, not worried too much about speed here. Just take it back a notch. Just a nice smooth press overhead as I extend leg each time. Alternate with that leg extending out and a nice smooth press. Again, I'll think about the shoulders as I press, and I'll just bring the leg in as well, one at a time. Extend the leg, nice smooth press overhead. Find maybe in particular the overhead movement difficult, you can just of course take that out in front instead, even just resting the arms if you need to for a couple. Once more, and back down. Okay, so we're going to go through that little round of movement again, one more time. Shoulder circles, right, left, those heel pumps, and our overhead press. So, set up again, nice and upright. Open that right arm out to the side, spare hand on your chest, and slowly forward in circles. Again, nice, controlled, nothing too fast here. Okay, naturally, the tendency is to go really quick here. We just want to slow that right down, keep it nice, controlled. Just checking in. Okay, tough one, Marie. Yeah, was it? I'm not sure what one that is. On the last surf, yeah, it might have been a tricky one. Hope that was okay. And Francis, welcome along. Well, maybe it was the bike. Yeah, the bike. Sorry. Yeah, bike not always popular. Sometimes a tough one. But and as I say, also, yes, any movement you do find really difficult, absolutely no pressure with. Set the arm down. Open up on the opposite side. Take your time. Set up. Left arm out. Hand on chest. And just slowly guide that arm forward in circles. Just nice controlled action from the shoulder. Yeah, the bike. Okay. Sorry, just checking in with the YouTube comments. Someone saying the bike was quite difficult. Yeah, and often the case. But as I say, no pressure with any of those movements. But it is a tough one, very challenging. Core, hips, really active on that bike motion. Okay, but just for now, we're really controlling it. Again, I just have a little bit of feedback with my hand on the chest. So nothing else is really moving. Just really controlled from that shoulder. Nice, controlled forward circles. Last couple of times. And back down. Okay. Now we'll set up those heel pumps. So what I want to do is keep the toes of my feet. They're stuck, glued to the floor. Lift one heel up at a time. And keep this as a nice fluid action. You can take the speed up a little bit again. Just lifting one heel up at a time. I think you can see that really well from this front angle. Just lift the heel up one at a time, keeping the toes flat to the floor. Kind of gesturing that or following it with my hands. One heel up, one heel down. Nice and quick. Just keeping it moving. Again, maybe starts easy, but expecting this one to get a little bit tougher as you go along. Back of those legs might start to feel a little bit tired here. One heel up, one heel down. Nice rapid motion. Keeping it moving. I think there's a little bit left in us. We'll time it down shortly. If we can get another 10 seconds. And we'll time it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Super stuff. Final movement pattern. Again, I'm just going to bring hand side of the head. If that overhead action is uncomfortable, just take it into a front press again. But I'll go side of the head, extend the leg, nice smooth press. And again, just taking a little bit of pace away from this motion, just when I'm working with that overhead, nice and smooth, pushing overhead, and just lightly extend that leg out. Find that difficult, bit uncomfortable around the shoulders, just taking it into a front press instead. Or even just working one arm at a time. Loads of ways you can just change this, make it work best for you, as I always say, is the main thing. I'm not pushing this one quite as long as the other movements. Just go last couple of times. Once more. And back down. Rest the arms. Okay. So that is our blocks of work finished, our little circuits of work. Hopefully a nice challenge there. What I want to do is spend a couple of minutes just allowing us to cool down, both after this session and maybe after a couple of challenging workouts during the week. So let's begin nice and light with the legs. Just want you to extend your leg out. Point the toes forward, hold a couple of seconds. And then just pull those toes back. And relax down. Straighten that left leg out. Pointing toes forward. Pull the toes back. And in. There, just nice and light. Tap the heels out. And see it's just taking that kind of power out of the movement, just nice and light. Just keeping the legs moving, but nice and light at this point. Okay. Now, once more, straighten that right leg out. Point toes forward and away. And then let's pull those toes back. And relax. We'll straighten that left leg out. Pointing toes forward and away. And then we're going to pull those toes back towards ourselves. And back down. Okay. Just reset. Again, just going to slow this motion down. I don't want to go too much intensity here. Just slow it down nicely. Lift the right knee. Just a nice smooth push in front. Back down. Lift the left knee. Nice smooth press out in front. Right. And left. Once more, each side. Lift, press, opposite side. Lift, press, and down. Okay. Now, we'll move up the body a little bit. Check in with those shoulders first. And a little bit like we did in the work. I'm just going to break it down one side at a time. Right shoulder first. Just going to let that arm hang free down by my side. And just guide that shoulder backwards. I often say it's nice sometimes to just check in one side at a time. And maybe if there's one side that's a little bit tighter, a little bit stiffer, you can just give it that little bit of tension and go with that little bit of control maybe that you need to on one side. Place your spare hand on the chest if you like. Just again, minimizing the movement from the rest of your body. Change direction, now guiding that shoulder forward in circles. Okay. And down, swap sides. Left arm down by my side, spare hand on the chest, and I'll just guide that left shoulder backwards in circles. Just kind of separate to the rest of your body, that shoulder. Slowly backwards. And then change direction, just guide that left shoulder forward in circles now. And down, okay. We'd just like to sit forward a little bit in the chair. It's going to take a little bit of rotation. So what I want to do is just bring the arms out, open up that right arm, just rotate the body a little bit, hold for a couple of seconds. Back in, open up the left arm and just rotate. Back in, over to the right. See, just gently turn the head with the movement. Open the left arm, just looking over to the side. Once more, each direction, over to the right. Opening up that arm, back in front. Opening up that left arm. And back down. Excellent. Now, just nice and light, just raise the arms in front, just hold for a couple of seconds, and just slowly relax them down. Open the arms out to the side, just hold, slowly back down. Same again. Out in front, slowly down, out to the side. Now at this point, you want the arms to feel really nice and light, really effortless with the motion. Front and sides. Let's try that in once more. Out in front. And once more out to the sides. Perfect. Now, from there, what I want to do is just open the arms out, reach out in front as far as I can, and just twist the hands up towards the ceiling, and then down towards the floor. A little movement from the wrists. Up towards the ceiling, down towards the floor. Once more, ceiling, down towards floor, and relax down. Reset. Just think, just checking in with the wrists, the hands a little bit. So open the arms out again. What I want you to do is lower the hands down and then raise them up. Just down, up, once more, down, let's hold. Well, let's do this another couple of times actually. It can be a little bit tight when you start. You might feel it opens up a bit. So let's just do it maybe twice more here. Up and down. Up and down, back in. Okay, I'll take one more. Open the arms out. Now I'll bring the hands up. Close one hand, open the other. One hand opens, one hand closes. So kind of spread, separate the fingers. Close on one hand, open on the other. And back down. Okay. Just finish out with a nice little bit of light breathing. Just going to keep the hands on the legs here. Going to take a couple of inhales in through the nose and just nice slow exhale. So what I always say is just really slow the time of that exhale. Just really relax as you breathe out. You can hear a kind of longer exhale. Inhale, slowly out. Twice more. And once more. Okay, so that concludes our workout for today. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Thanks to everyone on YouTube for the comments. Hope you're okay after the bike. And thanks to everyone for all the comments along the way on Facebook. Really do appreciate the comments along the way. So hope you have a lovely weekend. Hope you're feeling good after the workout. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Very welcome, Christopher, Francis, Marie, Sylvia. Very welcome, everyone. Very welcome, Marie. And yeah, very welcome. Thanks very much. Have a great weekend.